And introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 70.5 kilograms and trains under Suman Mkhitaryan out of Australian Top Team. With a professional record of 12 wins, 5 losses, fighting out of Sydney, Australia. Please welcome to the cage, the former eternal lightweight champion, Guerrilla Warfare, Josh Togo! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 70.7 kilograms and trains under Ben Vickers at a Scrappy MMA and the Costa Academy. His professional record stands at 11 wins, 4 losses. Fighting out of Perth, Australia, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the former eternal lightweight champion, Jack Becker! And when our action begins, our referee in charge, Nakia Melody.
Hey. Feature matchup of our main card here at Eternal 83. What an honour it is to have 2 former champs going head-to-head for this one. Josh Togo in the blue, Jack Becker in the red. Great respect shown by these 2 veterans, round 1.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to get a defibrillator cage side for director Cam O'Neill, who's just said he's so excited, he's almost shaking, as are we, of one of the most highly anticipated lightweight contender bouts in a long, long time. And the champ, Quillan Salkill, will be watching this closely, you betcha. Indeed he will. This bout brought to you and made possible by our friends at proper number 12 Irish Whiskey. You make mention of the reigning champ, Quillan Salkill. He'll have his eyes on this one, Matt, for sure. Becker coming out in southpaw stance, and you'd expect that Togo might have a little bit of a speed advantage on the feet. He's silky smooth, changing stances. He only needs a little mistake, and then he'll make you pay for it. So hard to take down over the years is Josh Togo, the ATT boy. Jack Becker, he's no slouch on the feet, don't you worry. Big and strong and powerful at this weight class. And faking off the right hip, switches back into southpaw. Liking what I'm seeing so far from Jack Becker. High guard with the right hand as Togo digs to the rib cage with the left hand. Just misdirecting Becker, and a good hard left kick from Becker. Fingers. Togo replies with the left hand down the pipe. Mixing it up well so far as the former champ, Jack Becker, who grabs that kick, picks up the leg of Togo, crashes him into the cage and drives him down onto his hands and knees, and chest to back now for Jack Becker. The leg reaped an early connection for Jack Becker, who's got the far side wrist controlled, good head position. Just looking for the right angle now to return Togo to the mat. Bounced up so quickly before, and that's a good takedown from Becker. There we go. Hooks it now. Hooks in for Jack Becker. He's got the body lock right in front of us here. Controlling the hands is Josh Togo, taking his time. And half a round to play in round number 1. Jack Becker right where he needs to be early in this one. Body lock is well and truly sunk in. And he's so hard to get off. Once he's on your back, Jack Becker is like a man possessed. And we saw this against the stonecutter, Kieran Joblin. He can ride you like a horse for 15 minutes, can Jack Becker. He's doing that here against Josh Togo. Yeah, some earnestness from Josh Togo to get back to his feet. He's got him in the backpack now and looking to crack down on that neck. Using the cage effectively is Josh Togo, looking to scrape Jack Becker off. Look at that leg extended like a broomstick, the right leg of Becker. Hooking the foot just to keep himself connected. A lot of pressure on the left ankle of Jack Becker, who's in an elite club with Anderson Silva, Weidman and Conor McGregor as someone to snap their leg. And look at that, cranking down. Power half Nelson from Jack Becker. I've got to love that. That's a nice way to return it to the mat. Using that broomstick on the back ankle. A minute and a half, and Jack Becker has set it. Oh, he sat him down again, and Mount crashed crashing through, crashing down, raining big right elbows is Becker. Josh Togo fighting well to defend and deflect the majority of this damage. This isn't good now for Becker. Oh, looking to transition to the armbar. Looking to transition to the armbar is Becker. And he's in a good position. He just needs to free up that right leg. Now he's looking to crank down from this position. 1 minute to play. And the fence providing a little bit of a problem for Becker. He needs to take it over onto his right hip. He threads the right leg. This is better now for Becker. Josh Togo defending well. Can he get his right elbow to the ground?
Ooh.
Togo needs to get his right elbow to the ground. Becker in the spiderweb position, extends the arm of Togo. He spins out the back door and comes up on top.
What an escape from Josh Togo. That one was so close, Matt Williams.
Yeah, far out. Great timing from Josh Togo. Just bided his time. And with 20 seconds left to play, he spent the majority of it with being backpacked by Becker, who lands a good uppercut. The pair separate with 10 seconds on the clock. Becker doesn't need to do anything else now, late, and Togo with a bit of work to do.
Final moments of round number 1. Intense exchanges as a nice left hand lands down the middle. Soul, get in quick. Fight announcements coming your way by the end of next week. Round 2, here we go.
Round 2 is underway. And this one, 4/3, as Becker comes forward in the southpaw stance. Measuring with that right hand. It's a hard outside low kick from Togo. And there's that left cross that he had some success with at the end of round 1. Comes forward with a 1-2. Shifting in his stance is Togo. Good jab from southpaw. He's always had excellent boxing, even alluded at times to a career in professional boxing. And he could absolutely mix it up. Of course, the former champion Dan Hill, former opponent of both these guys, has had some success. So these top lightweights, they've got hands for days. Southpaw to southpaw, close stamp matchup now. Shifts out to his right, does Becker, and resets back in the center of the cage. Togo hasn't really committed to any strikes too hard. He's just kind of poking away, just trying to find the spot. That's a better jab from Togo. Eyes wide from Becker, looking to suffocate the space. But all he finds is a left hand. And again, that left hand on a shoestring tonight for Josh Togo.
Oh, and again, Matt Williams.
Yeah, and that wobble, yeah, Becker's a little bit wobble. He's a little bit unsteady on those feet. Needs to take a moment now and disengage and just get his wits back about him. That's crisp, precision striking from Togo.
It's good to see the striking back from Togo, but what a way to combat that strategy, Jack Becker. 2 from 2 in takedowns here tonight.
Yeah, that was high-level veteran stuff right there. He'd been clocked a couple times by that cross and just came underneath it, picked up the hips of Togo. He's done well to get back to the cage. Just try not to expose his back to Becker. Manages to get back to his feet, fighting the hands now in front of us in the commentary booth. Pummels that underhook, will look to turn and draw his left elbow back. Becker tries to switch to the hips, up under the neck, BJ Penn style from Josh Togo, and looks to threaten the choke temporarily. Good hand fighting from Togo to frame Jack Becker off his hips. Half a round done now in round number 2. Left hand firmly across the jaw of Becker, and the right hand of Togo just managing to collect that wrist. Hands temporarily locked now from Becker on the near side single leg. Good wrist control from Togo. Jack Becker burrowing and hands locked under the single now. A good wrist control from Togo. Looks to sneak out the back door like he's got the VCR in the jewelry. And on the near side single now is Becker.
I know we make a lot of mention of Jack Becker's team out at Scrappy MMA, doing wonderful things out west in Perth, Western Australia. But you've got to give credit to Josh Togo and his team, Saman Mokhtarian in his corner. And his advice seems to be working so far, Matt.
A really high-level defence from Josh Togo, who's taking some big deep breaths from his nose. It's Jack Becker doing the majority of the work in these positions. So well schooled, and it's an unusual defence that Togo's having some success with here. That BJ Penn made quite famous, and Conor McGregor used temporarily against Khabib. Single leg now from Jack Becker, who pops up for a second to try and transition. Togo now with an opportunity to take the back, but it's slippery and he ends up on the mat. And a minute 15 in the second round. Guard open from Josh Togo. Becker content just to lay on top. Get some control time at this stage. 1 minute now, 1 minute in round number 2. Good head position from Becker, drives Togo back to the fence. Head over the shoulder, creating a wedge that prevents Togo from standing up. And Jack Becker, great weight distribution. Wrist control from Togo allows him to stand up, but does expose the back temporarily in doing so. Goes back to that wrist fighting position, and once more, Big T, it's Jack Becker on the back of Josh Togo in round number 2.
30 seconds remaining in this one. Jack Becker all over Josh Togo, but he manages to land some shots on the exit. Center cage for both men now.
I feel like Togo might need something big just to try and steal this round back. He had some good success at the start of the round, potentially wobbled Jack Becker, but Jack Becker's been really able to implement his grappling and his cage control since. Good right hand from Togo in a close round.
Pass.
Last round,
Third
boys.
and final round is underway.
5 minutes between us and the judges now, T, to decide who's the #1 contender as we move closer to the next date in June. And it's a fresh looking Josh Togo opening his account early in round number 3 with a head kick on Becker. It's Becker who's done the majority of the work right throughout, and a good 1-2-1 combination from Togo. Check right hook. Becker switches back to southpaw momentarily, then comes forward with that kind of Poirier-esque elbow high guard, tries to duck under one, but it's a good frame and a left hand connection from Josh Togo. Boxing well in round number 3. Josh Togo digs to the body with the left hand on an advancing Becker.
This is better from the former champion Josh Togo. Starting to pepper away on the outside. Becker seems to be anxiously waiting for his moment to attack those hips, trying to get Josh up against the cage. Togo not buying it thus far.
He's done a lot of work to secure the grappling positions as he has his head snapped back by the left-handed Togo. Becker blinks it off and steps back onto the 50-50. Feel like he needs to go back to southpaw. When he's been in southpaw, he's been a lot more defensively sound, but caught in the transition with the right hand on a shifting Josh Togo, who's just boxing beautifully in this third, jabbing off the right hand from southpaw. Very close to the fence now is Togo.
Confidence starting to build for Josh here in round 3. He knows he needs a big one to find favour with the judges here in our feature bout, but it's Jack Becker continuing to press the action, but he's paying for it, Matt.
Yeah, he's just not given Josh much to be concerned about. There hasn't been any level changes. There's not a lot coming back in the way of counter strikes, which is allowing Josh Togo to do what he does best, and it's just this, where he's able to angle off and touch and move and take the power of some shots and then load them up again on nice, stiff, crisp boxing combinations like that. Fakes levels himself, does Josh Togo, which just allows him a moment to slide out to his right-hand side.
Oh yeah, big shot by Togo. That wobbled Becker.
Yeah, Becker wobbled, but just takes that moment to drive back in and gets on the hips of Togo. Becker trying to find something now after being wounded halfway through this third and final round. It's a determined Becker back in the grapple. Kimura grip from Josh Togo, who glances up to the clock, sees he's got 2 minutes remaining.
Just under 2 minutes left here in round number 3.
Jack Becker's head deep under the hips of Josh Togo, controlling the wrist. Chris, well, beautiful little switch out, and trying to reshoot now is Jack Becker. Togo looks to go to the back initially and decides against it. Minute and a half now, stuffs the head of Becker, who comes back up high. Josh Togo finds some room behind himself. He might be content just to stay chest to chest there for a moment. Good head position. It's a tired-looking Becker. In round number 3, and Togo looking relatively fresh as he creates some separation. Hands low from Becker. A right hand connects from Togo. A left. And wobbly on his feet is Becker with 1 minute left. Inside low kick from Togo. Hands low to defend the potential shot from Becker, who backs up and tries to come in with the shoulder to get the clinch. Firing away as fast as he was in the first round. There's Togo, and a beautiful connection with the left and the right hand. Goes high, and Becker's looking really tired now, Tanata.
This is vintage Josh Togo in round 3. Hands low, confidence at an all-time high as he stands toe-to-toe with the former lightweight champ, Jack Becker. He knew he needed something special coming into this third and final round. I think he may have found it, but will it be enough?
Yeah, spin kick from Togo, rings his bells, and then some boxing combinations as a cherry on the top. As Becker's feet come together, he's tired. 13 seconds left in this. Togo's on fire, can't make a mistake. Everything's like it's on a laser beam and a left hand up and over the top.
Final moments of round number 3 for these two former eternal lightweight champions. They go the distance.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Judge 1 scores the fight 29-28 to the red corner. Judge 2 scores the fight 29-28 to the blue corner. And Judge 3 scores the fight 29-28 for your winner via split decision in the blue corner, Josh Togo.